Thank you, Mr. Stiglitz, for this great speech. My name is Enno Schmidt from Germany. I was formed in Switzerland. And you gave us a statement, the permission for a statement in 2016. It was a statement, an unconditional basic income would be good for Switzerland, but maybe not for any other country. So when I remember, you mentioned early in the morning that economy should work for people and not the other way around. And all the other things like risk-taking, inequality, power, trust, and what is the future at all in the 21st century in economy by digitization? All the questions. So that my question is, well, not whether you suggest Russia to implement a basic income, a universal one, but whether you think the research about this topic that sounds so utopian in the first moment, but then by a closer view, for me, becomes very intelligent, very precisely suits to the 21st century. So what's your opinion in regard to put that in the research, finance research, economic research, and is it part of the future?
For those of you who don't know, the universal basic income is a grant of a fixed amount for everybody as a right of citizenship. It's just given to everybody. And my concern was twofold. The first is a little bit 20th century, but that at least in my generation, work was important and an important part of our identity. So it seemed to me that the first obligation of government should be to create a job, to make sure there's a job for everybody who is able and willing to work. And if you look at some of the oil-rich countries in the Middle East, where they give out money to lots of their citizens, they're not very happy. And they're not very stable. They're not very, it's not worked. That kind of thing hasn't worked out very well. So it seems to me that the focus should be on making our economy work so that everybody can get a job who is able and willing to work. And I say it's a little 20th century because some of my students tell me that they can live spiritual lives without work, and that they are perfectly happy not to work. But I'm not sure. So that's one of the research topics, trying to understand, are people really, can they be happy without really meaningful work? The second concern is that in our society right now, we're not likely to be able to raise enough revenue to give an adequate UBI, a basic dividend, what do you call it, to have a decent living standard. Given that we need to be making investments in education, health, infrastructure, research, retrofitting for climate change, given all these other investments that we need, that I talked about, the paradox of the savings glut. We have a shortage of savings, I think. So we don't have enough money, resources, and if we don't have enough resources, the amount of the universal basic income will be too small to live adequately. Now, again, some people say, even a small grant will allow people to take risks that they wouldn't otherwise take, that they would be able to use the money to supplement, to take some time off. So there's another research topic about whether if you gave even a couple $1,000s, would that actually change people's lives in a meaningful way?